It is time.
Hey, how's it going? My name's Brian Murray, and we're going to be listening to a song by the Pogues called Waxie's Dargle, 1984.
Size mile, what's a euro? Come to the Waxie's Dargle, says euro, what's a mile?
God, look at those teeth. I just feel drunk listening to this.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what they're all about. It's just that kind of Celtic bar music.
Yeah.
The Pogues.
I love the camera work in this.
Yeah.
It's so good. Bounces along with it.
So what do you guys think? I know the Pogues, so I just want to get you guys' reaction to it.
I feel like I've heard a million bands that sound like this, but that's probably because they're all trying to sound like this band.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I should be dancing with people and then fighting people afterwards. Like that's what it just,
Or at the same
Yeah.
time.
or at the same time. It just makes me like energetic. Like I love it.
How'd you come across this, Brian?
I've been getting into the Pogues kind of recently. They've become like one of my favorite bands. This is like a kind of a funny, loud, screaming sort of song, but you know, they're like Irish punk. You know, like Shane MacGowan, that guy right there. He started writing these Irish songs and playing them in London at a time where that music wasn't popular at all, and you know, and a lot of it, you know, a lot of the lyrics are kind of like protest songs, you know, talking about things that were happening at the time over there. And then, you know, there are so many great ballads and songs that are like total 180s of this too, that Shane has written for the Pogues that are, the lyrics are incredible. Like he's such an incredible poet. And I like the instrumentation of this band, you know, the tin whistle, and they got great accordion and, you know, bouzouki and, all sorts of stuff and different studio records and songs and stuff. So I've just, you know, I've been on a big, you know, Pogue sort of phase lately.
I could totally see
Kind
that.
of why I chose one of these. Yeah.
I could totally
But
see
I like
them.
this one. No, it's all right. Yeah. So you're saying?
Oh, no, I was just saying I could totally see them like being in the corner of a pub somewhere playing this, and the place just like erupts into a fight in the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. If
I'm
you watch
sure that
videos of the
happened.
crowds
Yeah.
when they got bigger, it was nuts. People
I bet.
just wasted all over the place, you know,
Yeah, it reminds me
moshing.
of Gogol Bordello meets Modest Mouse, and then everyone just gets totally shit-faced.
Elma
Sure.
Haddon Field
Yeah.
in the chat said the vibe just shot straight from LSD to a pint of lager.
Totally true. It's like one day you're vibing on the couch, and then you
stout,
literally
huh?
just break a beer bottle and just go after the next person that's next to you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Those traditional instruments are
This
just
is like where punk started. You know, this is like the punkiest shit.
Yeah. Not too long after
Sex Pistols.
the Ramones and the Sex Pistols and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I love that tambourine to the head thing. Super cool.
I love it.
I love it. It's so good.
Ladies and gentlemen, those are known as hooligans.
And that was known as debauchery.
That's debauchery.
The Pogues everywhere.
Yeah.
Waxie's Dargle by the Pogues.
And one thing that's cool is that the band was originally known as Pogue Mahone, which is an Anglicization of the Irish Gaelic Pog Mon Thoin, meaning, which I totally butchered, but it meant kiss my arse.
Yeah.
So that's how they got
That's
their
like the most
name.
punk thing they could name themselves. That's so
Absolutely.
funny.
And you got to think about
Yeah.
it. This came out in 1984, and another thing that came out in 1984 to show you the kind of difference is like Van Halen's one of their most famous like popular albums with like Jump in Panama.
Right.
So around that time, there was a bunch of different. I mean, so many different types of music. I mean, there's so many different types of music now, but there's a lot of, I guess, genre making music back then. I mean, and especially with everything going on between London and Ireland and all the political stuff that was going on, as you mentioned before.
the
he was
Troubles,
saying about
yeah.
that. I mean, that was some terrible stuff, like car bombs going off in the streets and everything over there. So, it's definitely iconic English music for the Pogues, and I've always enjoyed them.
And this was like a counterculture thing. Like, I think that vaporwave is a form of counterculture, right? Because they're trying to make, conventionally, like just music that people wanted to make that they didn't care if people liked it or not. And so I feel like every single generation has their own version of like what counterculture music is, right? And so I think that this is a great representative of the times and the socio-political, economic, things that were going on there. In the UK, all things that I understand perfectly. So,
Awesome.
Thank you for bringing that. That was awesome. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I always really like a lot of the songs that our guests bring on the show as well.
interesting.
It's interesting to know that like you're into the Pogues.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And your music, doesn't quite sound like that, and it's so interesting how. What's influencing you to make the output that you're doing with Dogs in a Pile is a song like that one is fascinating.
Definitely. Yeah, I've taken a lot of lyrical inspiration from Shane MacGowan and the Pogues and stuff like that. So many great songs with just like beautiful lyrics.
I'm very
Yeah.
curious to see his you were talking about the 180 stuff, the ballad stuff. I'm gonna look.
Yeah,
him up
yeah.
now. Do you have a song recommendation by them that you would say is good for that 180 kind of effect?
Yeah. Broad Majestic Shannon is great, and Fairy Tale of New York.
Fairy Tale.
Yeah. that's good.
Rainy Night in Soho, Dirty Old Town. Actually, no, they didn't write Dirty Old Town. Just a bunch of songs. The two best albums that I like are If I Should Fall from Grace with God and Rum Sodomy and the Lash, which is a crazy title.
I was gonna say those are some pretty good titles.
Yeah.
If you guys
stand
ever
out, for sure.
if you guys ever throw your own event, you need to call it Dogs in a Festival.
Dogs in a Festival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.